The history of cinema is marked by numerous pivotal events and technological advancements that have shaped the industry. The journey begins with early forms of moving images, such as shadow puppetry in the Far East, which evolved into magic lantern shows in 17th century Europe. The late 19th century saw significant breakthroughs with the invention of motion picture technology. Edward Muybridge's chronophotography captured sequences of motion, while Thomas Edison's kinetograph and the Lumiere brothers' cinematography revolutionized motion picture capture and projection. In the early 20th century, filmmakers began introducing narratives into their work, with French director Georges Méliès leading the way. His 1902 film A Trip to the Moon combined illusion and storytelling, establishing the fantasy genre in cinema. Around the same time, Hollywood emerged as the center of the film industry, attracting major studios like Universal, MGM, and Warner Bros., and directors like D.W. Griffith, who advanced filmmaking techniques with full-length feature films and innovative editing. The 1920s brought significant innovations in editing, with Soviet filmmakers Lev Kuleshov and Sergei Eisenstein developing the Kuleshov effect and montage editing, which enhanced the emotional and narrative depth of films. The introduction of synchronized sound with the jazz singer in 1927 and Technicolor in films like The Wizard of Oz 1939 further transformed the cinematic experience. The latter half of the 20th century saw the emergence of new genres and filmmaking styles, and the advent of digital technology in the late 20th and early 21st centuries brought CGI and advanced special effects, revolutionizing the industry. These milestones illustrate the dynamic evolution of cinema from simple projections to complex, immersive storytelling. Throughout history, there have been countless great men whose achievements and contributions have shaped the world we live in today. These individuals, through their courage, intellect, leadership, and creativity, have left an indelible mark on humanity. One such figure is Alexander the Great, a Macedonian king who, in his short life, conquered much of the known world and spread Greek culture and ideas far and wide. His military strategies are still studied today, and his legacy as a unifier of cultures is profound. Another towering figure is Leonardo da Vinci, often described as the archetype of the Renaissance man. His mastery of art, science, and invention produced works of such beauty and innovation that they continue to inspire us centuries later. His notebooks reveal a mind constantly curious and seeking to understand the world around him. Moving forward in time, we encounter figures like Mahatma Gandhi, whose philosophy of nonviolent resistance led India to independence from British rule. His commitment to justice and equality inspired movements for civil rights and freedom around the globe. In the realm of science, Albert Einstein stands out as a revolutionary thinker whose theories fundamentally changed our understanding of the universe. His work on relativity and the nature of light laid the groundwork for modern physics and earned him a place among the greatest minds in history. These are just a few examples, and there are many more great men whose stories are worth telling. What unites them is not just their individual achievements, but their impact on the world and their enduring legacy as symbols of human potential and greatness. In a quaint town nestled between rolling hills, there stood a bakery that was the heart of the community. It was run by a kind and talented baker named Lily. She was known far and wide for her delicious pastries and cakes. In the early days of her bakery, Lily faced many challenges. The town was small, and competition was fierce. Other bakeries had been around for generations, and convincing people to try her pastries was not easy. One sunny morning, Lily woke up with a burst of inspiration. She decided to create a new pastry unlike anything she had made before. She spent hours in her kitchen, mixing and kneading, until finally, she pulled out a tray of golden brown pastries shaped like flowers. Despite the initial struggles, Lily was determined to succeed. She woke up before dawn every day to bake fresh pastries, using only the finest ingredients. She would then spend hours walking around town, offering samples to anyone who would try them. As she set them out to cool, the aroma wafted through the town, drawing in people from all around. They marveled at the new creation and eagerly bought them up. At first, people were hesitant. They were loyal to their favorite bakeries and were wary of something new. But Lily's persistence paid off. Slowly but surely, people started to take notice. They appreciated the care and attention to detail she put into her pastries. Word of Lily's new pastry spread quickly, and soon, people from neighboring towns were coming to try it. The little town bakery became a bustling hub of activity, with people lining up around the block to get a taste of Lily's creation. As word spread, more and more people began to visit Lily's bakery. They were drawn not just by the delicious treats but by Lily's warmth and passion for baking. She took the time to get to know her customers, learning their preferences and always greeting them with a smile. The success of the new pastry brought new opportunities for Lily. She expanded her bakery, hiring more staff and offering a wider range of treats. She even started offering baking classes to share her knowledge and passion with others. One day, a food critic visited the town and tried one of Lily's pastries. He was so impressed by the flavors and the story behind the bakery that he wrote a glowing review. Overnight, Lily's bakery became famous, with people traveling from far and wide to try her creations. But through it all, Lily remained humble and kind, always willing to lend a hand to those in need. Her bakery became not just a place to satisfy a sweet tooth, but a place where people could gather, share stories, and enjoy a sense of community. And so, Lily's bakery continued to thrive, a shining example of how little creativity and a lot of hard work can turn a simple idea into something truly special. Captain Elena Rivers had always been a strong and determined woman, even from a young age. Growing up in Eldoria, she was taught the values of courage, honor, and duty. Her father, a former soldier, had instilled in her a sense of responsibility towards her people and her country. When Tharsis launched its sudden and brutal attack on Eldoria, Elena was devastated. She had lost friends, comrades, and her own family in the onslaught. But amidst the grief and chaos, she knew she had to be strong for her people. She took command of the remaining Eldorian forces and vowed to protect her homeland at all costs. As the war with Tharsis dragged on, Elena's resolve only grew stronger. She led her troops with skill and determination, earning the respect and admiration of her soldiers. But as the battles raged on, Elena began to question the endless cycle of violence. One night, as she sat alone in her tent, poring over maps and battle plans, Elena had a moment of clarity. She realized that true victory would not come from defeating Tharsis on the battlefield, but from finding a way to end the conflict once and for all. Determined to seek a peaceful resolution, Elena reached out to Tharsis with an offer of truce. At first, the Tharsians were skeptical, but Elena's sincerity and determination eventually won them over. Both sides agreed to a temporary ceasefire to allow for negotiations. Over the following weeks, Elena and Tharsis leaders met in neutral territory to discuss terms of peace. It was not an easy process, filled with heated debates and tense moments, but in the end, a breakthrough was made. Elena proposed a mutual disarmament agreement, where both Eldoria and Tharsis would reduce their military presence along the border. She also suggested the creation of a joint peacekeeping force to patrol the disputed territories, ensuring that any future conflicts could be resolved peacefully. The Tharsians agreed to Elena's proposals, and a formal ceasefire was declared. The war that had ravaged the land for so long was finally over. And as Captain Elena Rivers stood before her people, announcing the news of the ceasefire, she knew that she had not only protected her homeland but had also laid the foundation for a lasting peace. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between rolling hills, there lived a young woman named Maya. Maya was known throughout the village for her kindness and generosity. She would often spend her days helping the elderly, caring for the sick, and comforting the lonely. One day, a great storm swept through the village, destroying homes and crops. Many villagers lost everything they had. Maya, too, suffered a great loss. Her humble cottage was destroyed, leaving her with nothing but the clothes on her back. Despite her own misfortune, Maya continued to help others, sharing what little she had left. As she worked tirelessly to rebuild her home, she discovered a hidden talent for carpentry. With each nail she hammered and each board she placed, Maya's skills grew. Months passed, and Maya's cottage stood stronger and more beautiful than before. News of her craftsmanship spread, and soon people from neighboring villages came to her for furniture and repairs. In the end, Maya realized that the storm, though devastating, was a blessing in disguise. It had revealed her true calling and brought her closer to her community. Maya's story became a reminder to all that sometimes, life's greatest challenges can lead to unexpected blessings. The Taj Mahal is an iconic white marble mausoleum located in Agra, India, on the southern bank of the Yamuna River. It was commissioned in 1632 by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan to house the tomb of his favorite wife, Mumtaz Mahal, who died during childbirth. The Taj Mahal is considered one of the most beautiful buildings in the world and is renowned for its stunning architecture and romantic history. The construction of the Taj Mahal took around 20 years to complete and involved the work of thousands of artisans and craftsmen. The mausoleum is set within a large, formal garden and is flanked by 4 minarets. The main building is made of white marble, with intricate carvings, inlays of precious and semi-precious stones, and calligraphy from the Quran decorating the exterior and interior. One of the most striking features of the Taj Mahal is its symmetry. The 4 sides of the mausoleum are identical, and the reflection of the building in the large reflecting pool in front of it creates a stunning visual effect, especially at sunrise and sunset. The Taj Mahal is not only a beautiful architectural masterpiece but also a symbol of love and devotion. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and is considered one of the most famous landmarks in the world. Millions of tourists from around the globe visit the Taj Mahal each year to admire its beauty and learn about its history. Art Deco is a prominent architectural style that emerged in the 1920s and 1930s, characterized by its bold geometric shapes, lavish ornamentation, and strong sense of symmetry. Originating in France, this style quickly spread globally, influencing buildings, furniture, jewelry, and everyday objects. Key features of Art Deco architecture include strong geometric patterns such as zigzags, triangles, chevrons, and trapezoids, which create the sense of order and modernity. Buildings are often adorned with elaborate decorations, including floral motifs, sunbursts, and stylized animal figures, crafted from materials like chrome, glass, and stucco. Symmetry and repetition provide a balanced and harmonious appearance, while luxurious materials like marble, ebony, ivory, and polished metals contribute to the opulent aesthetic. The emphasis on vertical lines is a hallmark, seen in tall, slender windows, spires, and columns that give buildings a sleek, streamlined look. Art Deco architecture often incorporates bold and contrasting colors, with vibrant hues and metallic finish creating a dynamic visual effect. Famous examples of Art Deco buildings include the Chrysler Building in New York City, known for its distinctive spire and ornate details, the Empire State Building, featuring a streamlined design with vertical lines and stylized ornamentation, and the Art Deco Historic District in Miami Beach, home to buildings showcasing pastel colors, porthole windows, and neon lights. The Palais de Chaillot in Paris exemplifies the grand and decorative aspects of the style, while the Marine Building in Vancouver is adorned with nautical-themed details reflecting its coastal location. Art Deco symbolized modernity, progress, and luxury, capturing the spirit of the Roaring Twenties and early 20th century optimism. Although its popularity waned after World War II, Art Deco's influence endures in contemporary design, inspiring architects, designers, and artists with its timeless appeal and significant legacy in the history of architecture. The Great Wall of China is one of the most iconic structures in the world, known for its impressive length and historical significance. Contrary to popular belief, the Great Wall is not visible to the naked eye from space, especially not from the moon. While it is a massive structure stretching over 13,000 miles (21,196 kilometers), it is relatively narrow and made from materials that blend with the natural landscape, making it difficult to see from a great distance. Construction of the Great Wall began as early as the 7th century BC, with various dynasties adding to and fortifying it over the centuries. The most well-known sections were built during the Ming Dynasty 1368 to 1644 to protect against invasions from nomadic tribes from the north. The wall is made up of various materials, including earth, wood, bricks, and stone, depending on the region and the era of construction. The Great Wall served multiple purposes. It was a defensive military structure, a means of border control, and a way to impose duties on goods transported along the Silk Road. It also facilitated the transport of troops and communications across the vast territory of ancient China. Despite its formidable appearance, the Great Wall was not entirely impregnable and faced several breaches over the centuries. However, it remains a powerful symbol of China's enduring strength and ingenuity. Today, the Great Wall is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a popular tourist destination, attracting millions of visitors from around the world each year. In summary, while the Great Wall of China is an engineering marvel and a testament to human effort, it is not visible from space without aid, debunking a common misconception. Its historical and cultural significance, however, remains indisputable. In a bustling city filled with distractions, lived a young man named Alex. Despite his best efforts, Alex often found himself struggling to concentrate on his studies. One day, determined to improve, he sought advice from his wise grandfather. Grandpa took Alex to the park and handed him a magnifying glass. "Focus on a single leaf," he said. Alex obeyed, concentrating the sunlight through the glass onto the leaf until it began to smoke. "See how powerful focus can be," Grandpa smiled. Inspired, Alex returned home and applied the lesson. He created a study schedule, eliminating distractions and setting specific goals. Each day, he devoted uninterrupted time to his studies. As weeks passed, Alex's concentration improved. He found himself understanding complex topics more easily and retaining information better. His grades began to soar, and he felt a sense of accomplishment. One day, a friend invited Alex to a loud concert the night before an important exam. Remembering his grandfather's lesson, Alex declined, choosing to stay home and prepare instead. The next day, he aced the exam, realizing the true power of focus. With newfound confidence, Alex continued to excel in his studies and in life. He learned that by focusing on what truly mattered, he could achieve anything he set his mind to. In the heart of the bustling city, there stood Luna Park, a vibrant amusement park that glowed like a beacon of joy. It was a place where dreams took flight and worries vanished into the night. Lily, a young woman in her 30s, had always been fascinated by Luna Park. As a child, she had seen its twinkling lights from afar, but her family could never afford to take her there. Now, as an adult, she decided it was time to fulfill her childhood dream. One bright Saturday morning, Lily arrived at Luna Park, her eyes wide with wonder. She walked through the gates, her heart pounding with excitement. Everywhere she looked, there were rides and attractions that seemed to defy gravity and logic. Lily decided to start with the Ferris wheel, wanting to get a bird's-eye view of the park. As she ascended into the sky, she felt a sense of freedom she had never experienced before. From up high, she could see the entire park, a kaleidoscope of colors and sounds. After the Ferris wheel, Lily tried every ride and attraction Luna Park had to offer. She screamed with delight on the roller coaster, laughed uncontrollably on the bumper cars, and marveled at the illusions in the funhouse. As the day turned into night, Luna Park transformed into a magical wonderland. The lights grew brighter, the music louder, and the laughter more infectious. Lily found herself swept up in the joy of it all, feeling like a child again. But as the night wore on, Lily noticed something strange. The park seemed to be changing around her, twisting and shifting in impossible ways. She realized that Luna Park was not just an ordinary amusement park, it was a place where dreams came alive. With a renewed sense of wonder, Lily explored every corner of Luna Park, discovering hidden pathways and secret gardens. She met fantastical creatures and danced under the stars. And as the sun began to rise, she knew that her visit to Luna Park would stay with her forever. As Lily left the park, the first light of dawn breaking over the horizon, she felt a profound sense of gratitude. Luna Park had given her a day of pure joy, a day she would never forget. And as she walked away, she knew that no matter where life took her, Luna Park would always hold a special place in her heart. Napoleon Bonaparte, a towering figure in history, was a military general and the first emperor of France, whose actions profoundly influenced the course of European and world history. Born in Corsica in 1769, Napoleon rose through the ranks of the French military during the tumultuous period of the French Revolution. His military genius and strategic acumen became evident during the Italian campaign of 1796 to 1797, where he defeated larger, more experienced armies through innovative tactics and rapid maneuvers. In 1799, Napoleon staged a coup d'etat and established himself as the first consul of France, effectively becoming the country's ruler. He then embarked on a series of military campaigns that expanded French control over much of continental Europe. One of Napoleon's most famous military campaigns was the Napoleonic Wars, a series of conflicts fought between France and various European powers. These wars reshaped the political landscape of Europe and led to the rise of nationalism across the continent. In 1804, Napoleon crowned himself Emperor of the French, signaling his intention to establish a French empire that would rival the great empires of antiquity. Under his rule, France experienced a period of cultural and political centralization known as the Napoleonic era. Napoleon's military successes were matched by his ambitious domestic reforms, which modernized France's legal and administrative systems. He also implemented the Napoleonic Code, a comprehensive legal code that remains the basis of French civil law to this day. However, Napoleon's quest for power and dominance eventually led to his downfall. In 1812, he launched a disastrous invasion of Russia, which resulted in the near-total destruction of his Grand Army. In 1814, a coalition of European powers defeated Napoleon and exiled him to the island of Elba. Napoleon escaped from Elba in 1815 and briefly regained power in France during the 100 Days, but he was decisively defeated at the Battle of Waterloo by British and Prussian forces. He was exiled once again, this time to the remote island of St. Helena, where he died in 1821. Despite his ultimate defeat, Napoleon's legacy is undeniable. His military tactics and strategies are still studied in military academies around the world, and his impact on European and world history cannot be overstated. Napoleon remains one of the most iconic and controversial figures in history, whose life and career continue to fascinate historians and enthusiasts alike. In the heart of Italy lies the small village of Bella Vista. Its cobblestone streets wind around ancient buildings, while the air is thick with the aroma of freshly baked bread and simmering sauces. At the center of Bella Vista stands a quaint trattoria named La Cucina Felice, meaning the happy kitchen, run by the passionate chef, Luca, and his warm-hearted wife, Sofia. La Cucina Felice is more than just a restaurant. It's a culinary sanctuary where locals and travelers alike gather to indulge in the flavors of Italy. The story begins on a bright summer morning as Luca prepares for another bustling day in the kitchen. With the sun streaming through the windows, he meticulously selects the freshest ingredients from the local market: ripe tomatoes, fragrant basil, plump olives, and wheels of aged Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. His eyes sparkle with excitement as he imagines the culinary creations that will soon grace the tables of his trattoria. Meanwhile, Sofia tends to the herb garden outside, her hands moving deftly as she gathers rosemary, thyme, and oregano. With a smile on her face, she envisions the satisfied smiles of their guests as they savor each bite of her husband's exquisite dishes. As lunchtime approaches, the aroma of garlic and onions fills the air as Luca works his magic in the kitchen. He expertly tosses pasta in a rich marinara sauce, sprinkling it with freshly grated cheese before garnishing it with a handful of aromatic basil leaves. Next, he carefully plates tender slices of grilled eggplant drizzled with olive oil and balsamic vinegar, creating a colorful masterpiece that delights both the eyes and the palate. As the first guests arrive, the trattoria comes alive with laughter and chatter. Friends clink glasses of ruby red Chianti, while families share stories over steaming plates of pasta. Each bite is a celebration of tradition and passion, a testament to the love and care that goes into every dish. Throughout the day, Luca and Sofia move gracefully between the tables, their smiles as warm as the Italian sun. They take pride in sharing their culinary heritage with visitors from around the world, knowing that each meal served at La Cucina Felice is a tribute to the rich tapestry of flavors that defines Italian cuisine. As the sun sets over Bella Vista, the last guests bid farewell, their hearts and bellies full from a day of indulgence. Luca and Sofia lock up the trattoria, content in the knowledge that they have shared not just a meal, but a taste of Italy's soul. And as they retire for the night, they dream of another day filled with laughter, love, and of course, delicious food. Coral reefs are incredibly diverse and vital ecosystems found in shallow, warm waters. They are made up of colonies of tiny animals called coral polyps that secrete calcium carbonate to form a hard skeleton. Over time, these skeletons accumulate, creating the structures we recognize as coral reefs. These reefs are often referred to as the rainforests of the sea due to their rich biodiversity. They support an estimated 25% of all marine species, despite covering less than 0.1% of the ocean floor. This biodiversity is not only visually stunning but also crucial for the health of the oceans and the planet. Coral reefs provide numerous benefits to humans and the environment. They protect coastlines from the effects of waves and storms, reduce coastal erosion, and provide habitats for a variety of marine life that supports fisheries and tourism. Additionally, coral reefs are a potential source of new medicines, with compounds found in some corals showing promise in treating cancer and other diseases. Unfortunately, coral reefs are facing serious threats, primarily due to human activities. Climate change is one of the biggest threats, as rising sea temperatures lead to coral bleaching, where corals expel the algae living in their tissues, causing them to turn white and potentially die. Pollution, overfishing, and destructive fishing practices also contribute to reef degradation. Conservation efforts are underway to protect and restore coral reefs. These efforts include establishing marine protected areas, reducing pollution, and promoting sustainable fishing practices. Public awareness and education are also crucial in ensuring the long-term survival of these invaluable ecosystems.
Once upon a time, in a quaint village nestled between rolling hills, there was a tailor named Alice who had a reputation for her intimate knowledge of her customers' tastes. She was known not only for her exquisite designs but also for her ability to create garments that perfectly complemented the wearer's personality. One day, a traveler passing through the village heard of Alice's talent and decided to visit her shop. The traveler, named Emma, was looking for a coat that would not only keep her warm but also reflect her adventurous spirit. Emma explained her requirements to Alice, who listened intently, taking note of every detail.
I have just the fabric for you, Emma. It's not only warm, but also has a unique texture that will set your coat apart.
That sounds perfect. I trust your judgment, Alice.
Alice worked tirelessly on Emma's coat, carefully selecting each thread and stitch to ensure that it was not only beautiful but also practical. She even insulated the coat with a special lining to keep Emma warm during her travels. When Emma returned to pick up her coat, she was amazed by Alice's craftsmanship. The coat was not only functional but also a work of art. Emma felt that it truly complemented her adventurous spirit and thanked Alice for her intimate understanding of her style.
This coat is perfect, Alice. It's exactly what I was looking for. Thank you for your attention to detail and for creating something so unique.
Alice smiled, knowing that she had not only created a beautiful coat but also made a new friend in Emma. Her reputation for creating garments that complemented her customers' personalities grew, and people from far and wide came to her shop seeking her expertise.
Ludwig van Beethoven, born in Bonn, Germany in 1770, is widely regarded as one of the greatest composers in the history of classical music. His musical genius manifested early, as he was taught by his father and other local musicians. His talent became so evident that he was sent to Vienna, the musical capital of Europe, to study with Joseph Haydn and others. Beethoven's early works were influenced by his classical predecessors, particularly Haydn and Mozart, but he soon developed a style that was uniquely his own. His compositions are known for their emotional depth, innovative use of form, and powerful expression. Beethoven's music marked a transition from the classical to the Romantic era, characterized by its dramatic intensity and exploration of the human spirit. One of Beethoven's most significant contributions to music is his 9 symphonies. Each symphony is a masterpiece in its own right, showcasing his innovative approach to orchestration and form. Symphony No. 3, also known as the Eroica, was groundbreaking in its scale and emotional depth, while Symphony No. 9, with its choral finale setting Friedrich Schiller's Ode to Joy, is considered one of the greatest achievements in Western music. Beethoven's life was marked by personal struggles, including his increasing deafness, which began in his late 20s and eventually led to profound hearing loss. Despite this, he continued to compose, relying on his inner musical imagination to create some of his most profound works. Beethoven's deafness added a layer of poignancy to his music, as it symbolized his struggle and triumph over adversity. Beethoven's legacy lives on today through his music, which continues to be performed and celebrated worldwide. His compositions are not only revered for their technical mastery but also cherished for their profound emotional impact. Beethoven's music speaks to the universal human experience, transcending time and culture to touch the hearts of all who hear it. Plato, an ancient Greek philosopher born around 427 BCE in Athens, was a pivotal figure in the development of Western philosophy. He was a student of Socrates and later became the teacher of Aristotle, forming a significant trio in the history of philosophy. Plato founded the Academy in Athens, one of the earliest known organized schools in Western civilization, where he taught and wrote extensively. Plato's philosophy is characterized by his theory of forms, which posits that the material world we perceive through our senses is only a shadow of a higher reality composed of immutable, eternal forms or ideas. According to this theory, forms are perfect and exist in an abstract realm, accessible only through reason and intellect. This idea is vividly illustrated in his allegory of the cave, presented in the Republic, where prisoners in a cave perceive only shadows of real objects and must be led out of the cave to understand the true forms. The Republic is one of Plato's most influential works. In this dialogue, Plato explores the nature of justice and the ideal state. He envisions a society ruled by philosopher kings, individuals who possess the wisdom and virtue necessary to govern justly. In this ideal state, everyone performs the role they are best suited for, contributing to the common good and achieving harmony within the society. Plato was deeply influenced by his teacher Socrates, and this is evident in his use of the Socratic method in his dialogues. This method involves asking a series of probing questions to stimulate critical thinking and uncover underlying beliefs. Through this dialectical approach, Plato sought to distinguish between true knowledge episteme and mere opinion doxa, arguing that true knowledge is attainable through rational insight into the world of forms. In ethics and politics, Plato believed in the existence of objective moral values and argued that knowledge of the good leads to virtuous actions. His ideas have had a lasting impact on philosophy, particularly in the areas of metaphysics, epistemology, and political theory. In the United States, there are two major political parties, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. These parties have dominated American politics for much of the country's history, although there are also smaller third parties and independent candidates. The Democratic Party is generally considered center-left and is associated with progressive and liberal policies. It traditionally supports social welfare programs, labor unions, environmental protection, and a more interventionist approach to government involvement in the economy. Famous Democratic presidents include Franklin D. Roosevelt, John F. Kennedy, and Barack Obama. The Republican Party is generally considered center-right and is associated with conservative policies. It traditionally supports free market capitalism, limited government intervention in the economy, a strong national defense, and conservative social policies. Famous Republican presidents include Abraham Lincoln, Ronald Reagan, and George W. Bush. Both parties have evolved over time, and their platforms can vary depending on the issues of the day and the factions within the parties. Third parties in the U.S., such as the Libertarian Party, the Green Party, and others, have smaller followings but can sometimes influence the political discourse or draw attention to specific issues. In a bustling city known for its love of art and innovation, there lived a young jewelry designer named Mia. Mia was known for her intricate designs and her ability to innovate in the world of jewelry making. One day, Mia came up with a groundbreaking idea. She wanted to create jewelry that not only looked beautiful but also had a practical purpose. She spent weeks working on her new collection, using her skills to insulate tiny, innovative devices into her jewelry pieces. When Mia unveiled her collection at a local art gallery, it received immediate acclaim. People were amazed by the beauty of her designs and the innovative technology hidden within them. Mia's jewelry was not just an accessory. It was a blend of art and function, making it truly unique. As word spread about Mia's innovative jewelry, more and more people came to admire her work. The intense interest in her creations led to collaborations with tech companies, further pushing the boundaries of what jewelry could be. Mia's innovation not only brought her personal success but also changed the way people viewed jewelry. It was no longer just about adornment, it was about functionality and innovation. Mia had truly revolutionized the world of jewelry making, earning her a place among the most acclaimed designers of her time. In the bustling city of Metroville, the air was thick with pollution. Smokestacks belched out thick, black clouds, and the streets were clogged with cars emitting noxious fumes. The citizens of Metroville went about their daily lives, seemingly unaware of the harm being done to their health and the environment. One day, a young girl named Maya stumbled upon an old book in her grandmother's attic. The book contained stories of a time when the air was clean and pure, and people could breathe without fear of illness. Intrigued, Maya decided to learn more about air pollution and its effects. She discovered that air pollution was not just a problem in Metroville but a global issue that affected people and wildlife everywhere. Determined to make a difference, Maya started a campaign to raise awareness about air pollution. She organized cleanup events, planted trees to improve air quality, and urged her community to use public transportation and reduce their carbon footprint. Slowly but surely, Maya's efforts began to pay off. The citizens of Metroville became more conscious of their impact on the environment and started taking steps to reduce air pollution. The streets became less congested, and the air began to clear. Years passed, and Metroville transformed into a green and sustainable city. Thanks to Maya's dedication and the efforts of the community, air pollution was no longer a major threat. People could once again enjoy clean, fresh air, and the city thrived in harmony with nature. Maya's story spread far and wide, inspiring others to act against air pollution. Her legacy lived on, reminding future generations of the importance of protecting the environment for the health and well-being of all. Darwin's theory of evolution, also known as the theory of natural selection, provides a comprehensive explanation of how species evolve and adapt over time through a process influenced by various natural factors. The theory is founded on several key principles: variation, overproduction, competition, adaptation, and natural selection, each contributing to the gradual change in species. Variation is the first principle, which states that within any given population, individuals exhibit differences in their traits. These traits can include physical characteristics like size, color, and shape, as well as behavioral traits such as feeding habits and mating rituals. Importantly, many of these variations are heritable, meaning they can be passed from parents to offspring through genetic inheritance. Overproduction follows as another crucial aspect of the theory. Most species have the capacity to produce more offspring than the environment can support. This leads to a surplus of individuals, many of whom will not survive to maturity due to limited resources such as food, water, and shelter. This overproduction sets the stage for competition among individuals within the population. Competition arises because resources are finite, and not all individuals can secure what they need to survive and reproduce. This struggle for existence means that some individuals are better suited to their environment than others. Those with advantageous traits are more likely to survive the challenges they face, such as predation, disease, and changes in the environment. Adaptation is the process by which certain traits become more common in a population because they confer a survival or reproductive advantage. Over generations, individuals with these advantageous traits tend to survive longer and reproduce more successfully, passing these beneficial traits on to their offspring. This leads to a gradual accumulation of adaptive traits in the population. Natural selection is the mechanism that drives this process. It is the natural filtering process where individuals with traits that are better suited to their environment have higher survival and reproductive rates. Over many generations, natural selection can lead to significant changes in the traits of a population, and in some cases, the development of entirely new species. This process is slow and occurs over vast timescales, but its effects are profound and observable. Darwin's theory is supported by extensive evidence from multiple scientific disciplines. Fossil records reveal the historical progression of life on Earth, showing how species have changed and diversified over millions of years. Genetic research provides insights into how traits are inherited and how genetic mutations can introduce new variations into a population. Observations of living organisms demonstrate how natural selection operates in real time, with numerous examples of adaptation and speciation documented in nature. Overall, Darwin's theory of evolution revolutionized our understanding of biological diversity and the interconnectedness of life. It demonstrated that all species are related through common ancestry and that the immense variety of life on Earth has arisen through a gradual process driven by natural forces. This theory not only explains the origin of species, but also provides a framework for understanding the dynamic and ever-changing nature of life on our planet. Golf is a popular sport played on a large outdoor course, where players use clubs to hit a small ball into a series of holes in as few strokes as possible. It's known for its meticulous rules and etiquette, as well as its challenging nature that requires both skill and strategy. A standard golf course typically has 18 holes, though there are also 9-hole courses. Each hole has a tee box, fairway, rough, and green with a flagstick marking the hole's location. Players start at the tee box and aim to hit the ball into the hole, located on the green, using the fewest possible strokes. Golfers use a variety of clubs, each designed for different types of shots. These clubs include drivers for long-distance shots, irons for shorter and more precise shots, and putters for rolling the ball into the hole on the green. Golf is often played individually, with each player competing against the course and trying to achieve the lowest score, called a stroke play. It can also be played in teams, with formats such as best ball or scramble. The sport has a rich history and is known for its traditions and prestigious tournaments, such as the Masters, the US Open, the Open Championship often referred to as the British Open, and the PGA Championship. Professional golfers, such as Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus, and Arnold Palmer, have become legends in the sport, inspiring many to take up golf as a hobby or profession. Japanese food traditions are deeply rooted in the country's history, culture, and the rich tapestry of seasonal variations. One of the most significant aspects of Japanese cuisine is the emphasis on using seasonal ingredients, known as shun, which ensures freshness and reflects the changing seasons in dishes. Rice, known as gohan, holds a central place in Japanese cuisine and is served with almost every meal, reflecting its importance as a staple food grown domestically. Another cornerstone of Japanese culinary heritage is miso soup, a traditional soup made from fermented soybean paste called miso, combined with dashi broth and ingredients like tofu, seaweed, and green onions. Seafood also plays a vital role in Japanese cuisine, given Japan's extensive coastlines, with sushi, sashimi, and grilled fish being popular seafood dishes. Pickled vegetables, or tsukemono, are commonly served as a side dish, adding a refreshing contrast to the flavors of other dishes. Tea culture is deeply ingrained in Japanese society, with green tea being a staple beverage served with meals or as a gesture of hospitality. Washoku, the traditional Japanese dietary culture, emphasizes the balance of flavors, colors, and cooking methods, reflecting a holistic approach to food. Kaiseki, a traditional multi-course meal, showcases seasonal ingredients and exquisite presentation, often served at traditional Japanese ryokan inns or high-end restaurants. Japan also boasts a vibrant street food culture, with popular items like takoyaki octopus balls, okonomiyaki savory pancakes, and yakitori grilled chicken skewers offering a taste of local flavors in a casual setting. Additionally, Japanese cuisine places great emphasis on the presentation of food, often using beautiful and artistic arrangements to enhance the dining experience, reflecting the meticulous attention to detail and aesthetic sensibilities that are hallmarks of Japanese culture. In the bustling streets of New York City, where time is always of the essence, there exists a quiet haven known as the Daily Grind. This cozy cafe, with its rustic charm and inviting aroma, is a favorite among locals and tourists alike. Every morning, before the sun rises over the city skyline, the cafe's barista, Sarah, meticulously prepares for the day ahead. With a flick of her wrist, she expertly grinds the coffee beans, fills the espresso machine, and froths the milk to perfection. As the first customers trickle in, Sarah greets them with a warm smile and a familiar phrase, the usual. For many, this simple question marks the start of another busy day, a moment of comfort amidst the chaos of city life. For Sarah, however, making coffee is more than just a job, it's a passion. She believes that a great cup of coffee has the power to brighten someone's day, to spark conversation, and to create connections. As the day draws to a close and the last customers linger over their drinks, Sarah reflects on the day's work. She knows that tomorrow will bring new challenges and new faces, but one thing remains constant: the quest for the perfect cup of coffee. Once upon a time, in a village nestled in a beautiful forest, there lived a man who was skilled with words. He had no name and was simply known as the Man of Silver Tongue for his ability to speak persuasively. One day, the well in the village deep within the forest dried up, leaving the villagers without a source of water. They were in despair, unsure of what to do. The Man of Silver Tongue tried to reassure them, saying, "Don't worry, the water will return soon," but he did nothing to help. However, there was a young man in the village known for his actions rather than his words. He gathered materials to repair the well and enlisted the help of the villagers to start the work. The young man worked tirelessly, and the villagers joined in his efforts. Eventually, the well was repaired, and water began to flow once more. The villagers were overjoyed and grateful to the young man. Meanwhile, the Man of Silver Tongue, who had done nothing to assist, lost the trust of the villagers. They learned that actions, not just words, were essential, and they appreciated the importance of taking action to solve problems. This story teaches us the importance of actions over words. It emphasizes that while words may be persuasive, it is actions that truly make a difference. Tea has a long and rich history, dating back thousands of years. Legend has it that tea was discovered in China around 2737 BCE by Emperor Shen Nong when some tea leaves accidentally blew into a pot of boiling water he was near. Intrigued by the aroma and taste, he tried the brew and found it refreshing. Initially used for medicinal purposes, tea became popular as a recreational drink during the Tang Dynasty 618 to 907 CE and was spread to other parts of Asia, including Japan and Korea. Tea eventually made its way to Europe through trade routes, with the Dutch and Portuguese playing significant roles in its introduction. In the 17th century, tea became fashionable among the British aristocracy, leading to the establishment of the East India Company to facilitate tea trade with China. This trade, however, led to tensions, including the infamous Opium Wars, which resulted in the ceding of Hong Kong to the British. In the 18th century, the British began cultivating tea in India to reduce their reliance on Chinese tea, leading to the establishment of tea plantations in Assam and Darjeeling. This shift transformed the tea industry and helped popularize tea as the national drink of Britain. Today, tea is one of the most widely consumed beverages in the world, with various types and flavors enjoyed across different cultures and regions. In the ancient art of bonsai, trees are not merely plants. They are living sculptures embodying the harmony between nature and human intervention. This tradition, originating in China and refined by the Japanese, dates back over 1,000 years. Bonsai cultivation requires patience, skill, and a deep appreciation for nature's beauty. Artists carefully prune, wire, and train each tree to achieve a desired aesthetic. The goal is not to create a perfect miniature, but to capture the essence of an ancient, majestic tree in a small, potted form. Bonsai reflects the principles of balance, simplicity, and respect for the natural world. It teaches us to appreciate the beauty of imperfection and the value of perseverance. Each bonsai tells a story of its own, embodying the history and culture of its creators. To practice bonsai is to embark on a journey of discovery and self-expression. It is a testament to the enduring relationship between humanity and the natural world, reminding us of our place in the intricate tapestry of life. Periodic mass cicadas, also known as periodical cicadas, are a fascinating natural phenomenon found primarily in eastern North America. These insects belong to the genus *Magicicada* and are known for their synchronized life cycles that can last either 13 or 17 years, depending on the species. Periodical cicadas spend most of their lives underground as nymphs, feeding on the sap of tree roots. After either 13 or 17 years, depending on the species, the nymphs emerge from the ground in large numbers, typically in late spring to early summer. This emergence, known as a brood, can consist of millions of cicadas per acre. Once above ground, the cicadas shed their nymph exoskeletons and transform into their adult form. The adult cicadas are known for their distinctive, loud mating calls, which can be heard for miles. They spend a few weeks mating and laying eggs before they die, and the cycle begins again as the eggs hatch and the nymphs burrow back underground. The periodic mass emergence of cicadas is a significant event in the ecosystems where they occur. While their large numbers can be overwhelming, cicadas play an important role in the ecosystem, serving as a food source for various predators and contributing to nutrient cycling in the soil. Overall, periodic mass cicadas are a fascinating example of nature's complexity and the interconnectedness of species within ecosystems. The Seven Wonders of the Natural World encompass a collection of extraordinary natural phenomena and landscapes that captivate the imagination and inspire awe. Among these wonders is the aurora borealis, a mesmerizing display of colorful lights that dance across the Arctic and Antarctic skies, creating a breathtaking spectacle that has fascinated people for generations. The Grand Canyon, a colossal geological marvel located in Arizona, USA, offers a glimpse into the Earth's ancient past, with its sheer cliffs and intricate layers of rock revealing millions of years of geological history. The Great Barrier Reef, situated off the coast of Australia, is the world's largest coral reef system, teeming with an incredible array of marine life and vibrant coral formations, making it a paradise for divers and nature enthusiasts alike. The harbor of Rio de Janeiro in Brazil is renowned for its stunning natural setting, surrounded by lush mountains and featuring iconic landmarks such as the Sugarloaf Mountain and the Christ the Redeemer statue, which overlook the picturesque bay. Mount Everest, the highest peak on Earth, rises majestically in the Himalayas, challenging adventurers and mountaineers with its towering height and treacherous conditions, while also offering breathtaking views of the surrounding mountain ranges. Paracutin volcano in Mexico is a testament to the Earth's ever-changing landscape. Having emerged suddenly in a cornfield in 1943 and growing into a cinder cone volcano over the years, fascinating scientists and visitors alike with its rapid formation and unique beauty. Finally, Victoria Falls, located on the border of Zambia and Zimbabwe, is one of the largest and most impressive waterfalls in the world, with its thunderous cascades and misty spray creating a truly awe-inspiring sight that has earned it the nickname "the smoke that thunders." Each of these natural wonders is a testament to the beauty, power, and complexity of the natural world, serving as reminders of the Earth's extraordinary diversity and the need to preserve and protect these precious landscapes for future generations to enjoy. In the bustling town of Greenfield, known for its picturesque landscapes and tight-knit community, the upcoming mayoral election was the talk of the town. The current mayor, Emily Harrison, had been in office for 2 terms and was widely respected for her dedication to the town's welfare. Her opponent, Michael Roberts, a wealthy businessman, promised a new era of prosperity and growth. As the election campaign heated up, both candidates engaged in debates, town hall meetings, and door-to-door campaigning. Emily focused on her track record of improving schools and infrastructure, while Michael emphasized his business acumen and plans for economic development. The election day arrived amidst a flurry of excitement and tension. The town gathered at the local community center to cast their votes. The results were announced late that evening, with Michael winning by a narrow margin. However, the victory was short-lived. Rumors began to circulate about irregularities in the voting process. Emily's supporters demanded a recount, alleging voter suppression and tampering with the ballots. A week later, the recount confirmed Emily as the winner, shocking many. It was revealed that several ballots had been miscounted, and there were discrepancies in the voter registration records. The town was in uproar, and an investigation was launched into the election process. In the end, the investigation uncovered a complex web of corruption involving several officials, including Michael Roberts. Emily was sworn in as mayor once again, and the town vowed to reform its electoral system to prevent such incidents from happening again. Olive oil, a staple in Mediterranean cuisine and a cherished component of various cultural and culinary traditions worldwide, is more than just a cooking oil. It's a versatile, multi-purpose product with a rich history and a wide array of benefits. Made by pressing olives, the fruit of the olive tree, this oil comes in several types, each with its own unique qualities and applications. Among the most prized varieties is extra virgin olive oil, known for its exceptional quality and flavor. It is extracted through a cold pressing process, which ensures that the oil retains its natural goodness, including beneficial antioxidants and monounsaturated fats. These components are believed to contribute to various health benefits, such as reducing the risk of heart disease and inflammation. In the kitchen, olive oil shines as a go-to ingredient for cooking, dressing salads, marinating meats, and adding depth and richness to a variety of dishes. Its distinct flavor profile, ranging from mild and fruity to robust and peppery, makes it a versatile companion for both simple and complex recipes. Additionally, olive oil is prized for its high smoke point, making it suitable for high-heat cooking methods like sautéing and frying. Beyond its culinary uses, olive oil is also renowned for its skincare benefits. Rich in vitamins and antioxidants, it is often used in skincare products for its moisturizing and nourishing properties. From lotions to soaps, olive oil is valued for its ability to hydrate and soften the skin, leaving it feeling smooth and supple. Furthermore, olive oil has a long history of use in traditional medicine. It is believed to have anti-inflammatory properties, making it a potential remedy for conditions such as arthritis. When applied topically, it is said to aid in healing minor wounds and soothing skin irritations. In conclusion, olive oil is much more than just a cooking staple. It is a versatile and valuable product with a wide range of uses and benefits. Whether used in the kitchen, as part of a skincare regimen, or in traditional medicine, olive oil has earned its place as a beloved and essential component of daily life. The United Nations UN is an international organization founded in 1945 with the primary goal of maintaining international peace and security, promoting social progress, better living standards, and human rights. To achieve these objectives, the UN undertakes a variety of roles and activities. It maintains international peace and security through peacekeeping operations, conflict prevention efforts, and diplomatic mediation. The organization promotes sustainable development via the Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs), which address global challenges such as poverty, inequality, and climate change by 2030, and through initiatives led by agencies like the United Nations Development Programme (UNDP). Protecting human rights is another key role, with the UN Human Rights Council addressing violations and promoting universal human rights, as outlined in the 1948 Universal Declaration of Human Rights. The UN also delivers humanitarian aid, providing disaster relief, emergency assistance, and rehabilitation through the United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs (OCHA) and supporting refugees via the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees (UNHCR). Supporting international law is facilitated by the International Court of Justice (ICJ), which settles legal disputes between states and offers advisory opinions, and through the negotiation and adoption of international treaties on issues like disarmament and environmental protection. Promoting social progress is achieved through the efforts of the World Health Organization, which improves global health and responds to health emergencies, and UNESCO, which fosters education, science, culture, and communication. Key UN bodies include the General Assembly, where all member states discuss international issues. The Security Council, responsible for maintaining peace and security, with 5 permanent members: China, France, Russia, the United Kingdom, and the United States holding veto power. And the Secretariat, which executes the UN's day-to-day work under the leadership of the Secretary General. Through these comprehensive activities, the United Nations plays a crucial role in fostering international cooperation and addressing global challenges. Albert Einstein was a theoretical physicist who is widely regarded as one of the most influential scientists of the 20th century. He is best known for developing the theory of relativity, which revolutionized our understanding of space, time, and gravity. Einstein was born in 1879 in Ulm, in the Kingdom of Württemberg in the German Empire. He developed the theory of relativity in 1905, with his famous equation equals mc squared, which describes the equivalence of mass and energy. This theory laid the foundation for many advancements in physics, including the development of nuclear energy. In 1915, Einstein completed the general theory of relativity, which expanded on his earlier work and provided a new theory of gravitation. This theory predicted the existence of gravitational waves, which were observed for the first time in 2015, a century after Einstein's prediction. Einstein received the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1921 for his explanation of the photoelectric effect, which was a key step in the development of quantum theory. Despite his immense contributions to physics, Einstein never lost his sense of wonder and curiosity, and he continued to work on new ideas until his death in 1955. Economics is built on several fundamental principles that explain how individuals and societies allocate their limited resources to satisfy unlimited wants. The concept of scarcity highlights the inherent limitations of resources, compelling choices about their use. Opportunity cost, the value of the next best alternative foregone, plays a crucial role in decision-making. The dynamics of supply and demand determine the price of goods and services, influenced by the availability and desire for those products. Marginal thinking involves weighing the additional benefits and costs of an activity, guiding efficient decision-making. Incentives, both positive and negative, motivate individuals and organizations to act in specific ways. Efficiency, the optimal use of resources, contrasts with equity, the fair distribution of resources, reflecting the balance between maximizing output and ensuring fairness. Markets facilitate the exchange of goods and services, and trade enables specialization, enhancing overall economic welfare. Government intervention is sometimes necessary to correct market failures, provide public goods, and promote equity. Economics is divided into microeconomics, which focuses on individual and business decisions, and macroeconomics, which examines broader economic trends and policies affecting inflation, unemployment, and growth. All economic decisions involve trade-offs, as choosing one option necessitates giving up others. Together, these principles provide a framework for understanding economic behavior, market mechanisms, and the impact of policy decisions. Mount Everest is the highest mountain in the world, standing at a towering height of 8,848.86 meters, 29,031.7 feet above sea level. It is in the Himalayas on the border between Nepal and China-Tibet. The mountain is known in Nepal as Sagarmatha and in Tibet as Chomolungma. Mount Everest has long been a symbol of the ultimate mountaineering challenge. The first confirmed summit of Everest was in 1953 by Sir Edmund Hillary of New Zealand and Tenzing Norgay, a Sherpa of Nepal, as part of a British expedition. Since then, thousands of climbers have attempted to reach the summit, with varying degrees of success. The ascent of Everest is a serious and challenging undertaking, requiring careful planning, physical fitness, and mountaineering skills. The extreme altitude, severe weather conditions, and the technical challenges of the climb make it one of the most dangerous mountains in the world to climb. Despite its challenges, Mount Everest continues to attract climbers and adventurers from around the world, drawn by the allure of standing on the highest point on Earth. However, the increasing number of climbers has raised concerns about overcrowding, environmental damage, and the safety of climbers. One of the most tragic accidents in Mount Everest's history occurred on May 10, 1996, during what became known as the 1996 Mount Everest disaster. Several teams were attempting to summit Everest, including two commercial expeditions led by Rob Hall of Adventure Consultants and Scott Fisher of Mountain Madness. On that day, a combination of factors, including a late start, delays due to crowded conditions, and unexpected severe weather, led to a series of problems that culminated in multiple deaths. Several climbers became stranded high on the mountain, including Hall and Fisher, who both tragically perished due to the extreme conditions. One of the most well-known survivors of the disaster is Beck Weathers, an American climber who was left for dead but managed to survive a night exposed to the elements. His story was later recounted in the best-selling book Into Thin Air by John Krakauer, who was also on the mountain as a journalist at the time. The 1996 disaster prompted a re-evaluation of safety procedures and protocols on Everest, leading to changes in how expeditions are organized and managed. It also highlighted the risks and challenges of commercialized mountaineering on the world's highest peak, sparking ongoing debates about the ethics and safety of guided expeditions on Everest. Overall, the 1996 Mount Everest disaster serves as a tragic reminder of the dangers inherent in high-altitude mountaineering and the importance of careful planning, experience, and respect for the mountain's unpredictable nature. In recent years, there have been efforts to address these issues, including stricter regulations on climbers and expeditions, and initiatives to clean up the mountain and reduce waste. Mount Everest remains an iconic symbol of human endeavor and the spirit of exploration. Electric vehicles offer several benefits. They produce zero tailpipe emissions, reducing air pollution and greenhouse gas emissions. They are more energy efficient than internal combustion engine vehicles, converting a higher percentage of energy from the grid to power at the wheels. This efficiency leads to lower fueling and maintenance costs compared to gasoline vehicles. Electric motors provide instant torque, delivering quick acceleration and a smooth driving experience. Additionally, electric vehicles are quieter than traditional vehicles, reducing noise pollution in urban areas. However, there are challenges associated with EV adoption. Limited driving range and the availability of charging infrastructure can cause range anxiety, the fear of running out of battery charge before reaching a charging station. Expanding and improving the charging infrastructure is crucial for widespread EV adoption. This includes increasing the number of charging stations and enhancing charging speed. While EVs can be charged at home overnight, fast charging stations are needed for longer trips. Even with fast charging, the time required to charge an EV is longer than refueling a gasoline vehicle. The lifespan of EV batteries and the recycling of batteries at the end of their life are environmental concerns. Battery production also requires rare earth metals, which can be environmentally damaging to extract. Additionally, the upfront cost of purchasing an EV can be higher than that of a comparable gasoline vehicle, although this gap is narrowing as battery costs decline and incentives become more common. Addressing these challenges will be crucial for the widespread acceptance and integration of electric vehicles into mainstream use. Cold water therapy, also known as cold hydrotherapy or cold immersion therapy, is a practice that involves exposing the body to cold temperatures, typically through cold water immersion or cold showers, for various health benefits. It has been used for centuries in different cultures and is believed to have several physiological and psychological effects. One of the primary benefits of cold water therapy is its ability to reduce inflammation and pain. The cold temperature constricts blood vessels, which can help reduce swelling and numb pain receptors, providing relief for conditions like muscle soreness, arthritis, and injuries. Cold water therapy is also thought to improve circulation. When the body is exposed to cold temperatures, blood vessels constrict, forcing blood to move from the extremities towards the core. This can improve overall circulation and cardiovascular health. Additionally, cold water therapy is believed to boost the immune system. Exposure to cold temperatures can stimulate the production of white blood cells, which play a key role in fighting off infections and diseases. Some people also use cold water therapy for its potential mental health benefits. Cold showers, in particular, are believed to increase alertness and improve mood by triggering the release of endorphins, the body's natural feel-good chemicals. While cold water therapy can offer various benefits, it's important to note that it may not be suitable for everyone. Individuals with certain medical conditions, such as heart problems or Raynaud's disease, should consult a healthcare professional before trying cold water therapy. Additionally, it's essential to start slowly and gradually increase exposure to cold water to avoid shock or other adverse reactions. On a quiet street in the city, Sarah was on her way to meet her friend for lunch when she found a wallet lying on the sidewalk. Curious, she picked it up and looked inside. It contained a large sum of money, along with a driver's license and some credit cards. Sarah was on the fence about what to do. She knew she should return it, but the temptation to keep it was strong. After some hesitation, Sarah decided to do the right thing and turned the wallet into the police station. The owner, Mr. Johnson, was over the moon when he got a call saying his wallet had been found. He had been feeling under the weather all day, and losing his wallet only made things worse. When he met Sarah to collect his wallet, he thanked her profusely and offered to buy her lunch as a token of his gratitude. Sarah smiled and declined the offer, saying, "It's not my cup of tea to accept rewards for doing the right thing." Mr. Johnson insisted, saying, "I insist. It's the least I can do." Sarah accepted, feeling grateful for the unexpected kindness. As they sat down for lunch, Mr. Johnson asked Sarah about herself. She told him about her job search and how she was struggling to find a job in her field. Mr. Johnson, impressed by Sarah's honesty and integrity, offered her a job at his company. Sarah was shocked but thrilled. She realized that returning the wallet had led to a piece of cake opportunity she never could have imagined. From that day on, Sarah learned that good things happen when you do the right thing, even if it means making a tough decision. She was grateful for the experience and the lesson it taught her. In the bustling city of Brooksville, there was a small, family-run bakery known as Sweet Delights. It was a quaint little shop, famous for its delectable pastries and warm, welcoming atmosphere. The bakery was run by the loving couple, Sarah and Mark, who had poured their hearts into making it a success. One day, Sarah received a letter that would change everything. It was from the city council, informing her that the sidewalk in front of Sweet Delights needed repairs. According to the letter, the uneven pavement was a liability, and if not fixed promptly, it could lead to accidents. Sarah was distraught. The cost of repairs was substantial, and Sweet Delights was already struggling to make ends meet. She discussed the matter with Mark, and they decided to take out a loan to cover the expenses. They couldn't afford to risk someone getting hurt in front of their shop. As the repairs began, Sweet Delights faced another setback. The city council discovered that the bakery's waste disposal system was not up to code. They were given a strict deadline to rectify the issue or face closure. Despite the mounting pressure, Sarah and Mark refused to give up. They worked tirelessly, day and night, to bring Sweet Delights up to the city's standards. With the help of their loyal customers, who rallied behind them, they managed to meet the deadline. In the end, Sweet Delights not only survived but thrived. The challenges they faced had made them stronger and more determined than ever. The bakery became a symbol of resilience in the community, inspiring others to persevere in the face of adversity. Sarah and Mark learned that sometimes liabilities could turn into opportunities. It was a lesson they would never forget as they continued to bake happiness for years to come. Ever since he was a young boy, Jake's life revolved around soccer. Every day after school, he would rush to the field, kicking the ball against the wall until the sun set. His dream was simple yet profound: to score a goal that would make his town proud. As the tournament progressed, Jake's team faced tougher opponents. In the semifinals, Jake took a hard tackle that left him with a sprained ankle. The doctor advised him to sit out the final match, but Jake was determined to play. For the next few days, Jake worked tirelessly to recover. He underwent intense physical therapy and spent hours visualizing himself on the field, scoring the winning goal. His dedication paid off, and on the day of the final match, Jake was ready. The final match was a nail-biter from start to finish. Both teams played with incredible passion and skill, but neither could break the deadlock. With just minutes remaining, Jake saw his chance. He dribbled past two defenders and unleashed a powerful shot that soared into the top corner of the net. The stadium erupted in cheers as Jake's teammates lifted him on their shoulders. He had done it. Against all odds, Jake had scored the winning goal, bringing home the championship. But for Jake, the victory was more than just a trophy. It was a testament to his perseverance and determination, proving that no dream is too big to achieve. As Jake stood on the field, basking in the glory of victory, he knew that this was just the beginning. His love for soccer and his never-say-die attitude would take him to even greater heights in the future. And as the sun set over the town, Jake's dream had finally come true. The Rosetta Stone is one of the most iconic artifacts in the British Museum. Discovered in 1799 in the town of Rosetta Rashid in Egypt, this stone slab is inscribed with a decree issued in Memphis, Egypt in 196 BC. The decree appears in three scripts: Greek, Demotic, and Egyptian hieroglyphs. The importance of the Rosetta Stone lies in its role in deciphering Egyptian hieroglyphs, which had been a long-standing mystery for scholars. The stone provided a parallel text in Greek, a known language, which allowed linguists to compare it with the unknown hieroglyphs and Demotic script. This breakthrough was achieved by the French scholar Jean-François Champollion in 1822, who is credited with decoding the ancient Egyptian script. The stone itself is made of granodiorite and measures about 112.3 centimeters high, 75.7 centimeters wide, and 28.4 centimeters thick. It has been on display at the British Museum since 1802 and remains one of the museum's most visited and celebrated exhibits. William Shakespeare is often regarded as one of the greatest playwrights in the English language and indeed in world literature. His works, including plays like Hamlet, Romeo and Juliet, Macbeth, and many others, have left an indelible mark on the literary world. Hamlet, for example, is a tragedy that delves into themes of revenge, madness, and mortality. The character of Hamlet himself is one of the most complex and intriguing figures in literature, grappling with existential questions and inner turmoil as he seeks to avenge his father's death. Romeo and Juliet, on the other hand, is perhaps Shakespeare's most famous romantic tragedy, telling the story of two young lovers from feuding families whose passion ultimately leads to their tragic demise. The play explores themes of love, fate, and the consequences of impulsive actions. Shakespeare's plays are not only renowned for their compelling characters and intricate plots but also for their rich language and profound insights into the human condition. His use of poetic language, wordplay, and dramatic devices continues to captivate audiences and readers centuries after they were written. Once upon a time in a quaint little town, there lived a man named Samuel. Samuel was known far and wide for his exceptional woodworking skills. His creations were masterpieces, each piece telling a unique story through its intricate details. One day, Samuel's son, Peter, expressed his desire to learn the art of woodworking. Samuel was delighted, for he saw in Peter a spark of talent like his own. He decided to teach Peter everything he knew, passing down his knowledge and skills. As the years passed, Peter honed his craft under his father's guidance, creating stunning pieces that rivaled even Samuel's best work. People from neighboring towns started coming to see Peter's creations, amazed by the talent of the young craftsman. One day, a renowned carpenter from the city visited their town. He was so impressed by Peter's work that he offered him a job at his workshop in the city. Samuel was proud beyond words, knowing that Peter had become a true chip off the old block. Peter moved to the city and soon became famous for his exquisite woodworking. However, no matter how successful he became, he never forgot his roots. He would often visit his father, and together, they would create beautiful pieces, each one a testament to their shared passion and talent. And so, the legacy of Samuel's skill lived on through his son, Peter, a true chip off the old block. Owls are birds of prey known for their distinct features, including large heads, forward-facing eyes, and hooked beaks. These birds are renowned for their nocturnal habits, but not all owls are strictly nocturnal, some are crepuscular or even diurnal. Their nocturnal behavior is facilitated by their incredible vision and hearing. Owls have large eyes relative to their skull size, giving them exceptional night vision. Additionally, their facial discs help direct sound to their ears, allowing them to pinpoint the location of prey in the dark. Owls are carnivorous and feed primarily on small mammals, insects, and other birds. They have strong talons for catching and grasping prey, and their hooked beaks are used for tearing flesh. These birds are found in a wide range of habitats, from forests and grasslands to deserts and tundra. They have adapted to various environments around the world, and different species exhibit diverse behaviors and hunting techniques. Owls play important roles in ecosystems by controlling populations of rodents and other small animals. They also serve as indicators of environmental health, as changes in their populations can reflect shifts in habitat quality and availability of prey. Despite their fascinating biology and ecological importance, many owl species face threats such as habitat loss, pollution, and collisions with vehicles. Conservation efforts are essential to protect these birds and ensure their continued survival in the wild. The Renaissance period, spanning roughly from the 14th to the 17th century, was a time of profound artistic innovation and cultural revival in Europe. This era witnessed a rebirth of interest in classical art, literature, and learning, leading to a flourishing of creativity that transformed the artistic landscape. One of the defining features of Renaissance art was its emphasis on realism and humanism. Artists sought to depict the world with unprecedented accuracy, using techniques such as linear perspective, chiaroscuro, and sfumato to create depth, volume, and a sense of three-dimensionality in their works. This attention to detail extended to the portrayal of the human figure, which was often idealized and imbued with a sense of grace and beauty. This can be seen in masterpieces such as Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper and Michelangelo's David, where the human form is rendered with remarkable skill and precision. Classical influence was also a key characteristic of Renaissance art. Artists drew inspiration from ancient Greek and Roman art, incorporating classical themes, such as mythology and biblical stories, into their work. They also adopted classical architectural elements, such as columns and arches, to create a sense of grandeur and timelessness. This can be seen in Raphael's The School of Athens, where classical architecture forms the backdrop for a gathering of ancient philosophers and scholars. Religious and mythological subjects were particularly popular among Renaissance artists. They created stunning works that depicted scenes from the Bible, the lives of saints, and classical mythology. Botticelli's The Birth of Venus is a prime example of this, depicting the goddess Venus rising from the sea, surrounded by mythological figures. Overall, the art of the Renaissance was characterized by its beauty, complexity, and innovation. It remains a testament to the creativity and ingenuity of the artists who shaped one of the most transformative periods in the history of art. Naguib Mahfouz (1911–2006) was an Egyptian novelist who won the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1988, widely regarded as one of the most significant writers in Arabic literature. Mahfouz provided rich, detailed portrayals of life in Cairo. Born in the district of Gamaliya, Cairo, he studied philosophy at Cairo University and began writing at a young age. His literary career spanned over 7 decades, during which he published more than 30 novels, numerous short stories, and screenplays, known for their realistic and psychological depth. Mahfouz's most famous work is the Cairo Trilogy, consisting of Palace Walk 1956, Palace of Desire 1957, and Sugar Street 1957, which depicts the life of a Cairo family over 3 generations from the First World War to the 1950s. Other notable works include Midak Ali 1947, which portrays the lives of residents in a small, poor Cairo alley. Children of Gevalawi 1959, an allegorical novel exploring themes of religion and history. And The Thief and the Dogs 1961, a story of betrayal and redemption. Mahfouz's works often explore themes such as existentialism, tradition versus modernity, and socio-political changes in Egyptian society. His narrative style combines elements of classical Arabic literature with modernist techniques. In 1988, he became the first Arabic-language writer to win the Nobel Prize in Literature, with the Nobel Committee praising his rich and complex work that weaves universal human experiences with the specific cultural context of Egypt. Naguib Mahfouz's influence extends beyond literature, as he is credited with elevating the Arabic novel to new heights and inspiring generations of writers in the Arab world and beyond. His works have been translated into many languages, making his rich portrayals of Egyptian life accessible to a global audience.